November 4th, 2024, Cultural Anthropology, Dr. Miklos Sabo. Small talk, small talk, small talk. Before class, I was chatting it up with my international classmates. My Macedonian friend explained his country's government. My Chinese friend told me about her fall break. I told my Russian and Hungarian broskies about the drag show I went to 2 weeks ago. Dr. Sabo doesn't have his laptop or any projector, so the lecture is straight up stand-up. He's going on about the popular opinion and general stereotype of the Enlightenment. Apparently, there was the French and German Enlightenment, and the two are distinct. The German Enlightenment corresponded with the creation of the German nation-state. The French Enlightenment corresponded with the French Empire. This contradicted with the universal ideas that all men are quote-unquote brothers, because colonialism is inherently tied to believed inferiority of the conquered. The French reconciled this by saying the empire bashed backward traditions and came to bring a new age of enlightenment to the world. There is a way to be happy, and that way is French. There is a presumed linearity to human development that conquerors have about their role in pushing people forward to the inevitable progression of mankind as they see it. Of course, because this is a Mayo man, he said essentially there were some positive results to colonialism. I can't trust a man casually dressed in all black with chocolate penny loafers. Just because you were born with the right wiring in your brain doesn't mean you'll succeed. You still have to work hard, says Dr. Sabo. The French only freed mixed-race enslaved people because they didn't want to lose control of their colonies, says Dr. Sabo. In the German Enlightenment, we had the relativist Enlightenment. We are the same as we are different, says Dr. Sabo. He repeats his maxim from earlier. The culture that understands its differences to another quicker comes out on top first. In the French Revolution, they gave rights to women as well, but that didn't come into full practice until the second wave of the revolution. He's making the point that the vastness and diversity of the French Empire created its chaotic and conflicting ideals. Meanwhile, small German communities that were less diverse had a more relaxed and relative view on human differences and equality. Apparently, the Hungarian army has an annual brunch with anthropologists. He's telling a story about a professor who did 2 tours in Afghanistan who said he gathered data in the country. Upon grilling, they realized he didn't have an interpreter, was walking around armed, and generally was a colonizer. He replied defensively, "No, let me tell you how it is." Dr. Sabo says, an anthropologist can never say, "Let me tell you how it is," because that's not how anthropology works. In Poland, post-World War II, when people heard the Allied anthropologists were coming, they were scared. That's because when the Nazi anthropologists came, they sent the Aryans to the Eastern Front and the Slavs to forced labor camps. Very interesting. If anthropologists want to do field research in a foreign land, they should know the language. Good thing I'm not an anthropologist, nor will I be. When Christian missionaries came to Africa, they used Yoruba names for gods to label important Christian biblical characters and themes. So one of the gods became Satan. When the missionaries left and came back, they found altars to Lucifer. That's white supremacy at its most hilarious. The German Enlightenment played a central role in creating the German identity. They, proto-anthropologists, collected folk tales and songs and other things to help unify the Germanic peoples. Why did the German Enlightenment end? It was because of political fragmentation, the restoration of conservatism, the rise of romanticism, intellectual shifts, and the limited impact on social practices. There are no noble savages, says Dr. Sabo. The German universalist relativism is that we are the same but the same in different ways, and the purpose of anthropology is to understand these same differences are built upon this basic foundation. I'm dying to tell Dr. Sabo this knock-knock joke I just thought of. Knock-knock, who's there? German anthropologist who? Different but the same as you. Ha 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 ha. Nazis didn't oppress anthropologists. In fact, anthropologists sucked up to the Nazi regime. Now in Hungary, anthropologists are offering their help to the right-wing government to validate their regressive policy toward migrants. Notes from the Undergrad, Chapter 16, Simon Hill.